Hey guys, long time no see. I just thought I'd come on real quick and chit chat with anybody that shows up. Give you a little update on my dad and my uncles. I'll wait for a few people to get in. It has been cold and windy here all day. We had a lake wind advisory most of the day. And we had to run around. The picture that my sister took of all of us in our Skype call the other night. Dad wanted one for the wall for Mom, and then he wanted one to have in the hospital with him in a frame. So I've been running around trying to get the picture done. I had ended up just printing it here at the house because Walgreens said it would be too pixelated, and it was pretty bad, but right now, just anything to please my dad is the thing. So I got that done, and I thought the post office, the last available time to get things into the post office was 5 p.m., but it's Saturday, and I forgot that. And to get them in time to go today, I was supposed to have had it there at 3:45. So, that's how it goes sometimes. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. So, Mina, thank you. Hi, Candy. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Karen Sue. Hi, Shelly. My dad's doing a little better. The first call we had with him, he was in the bed, and it was not good. It was like watching a fish out of an aquarium, gulping and desperately trying to get air. But yesterday, they got the bright idea to set him up in a chair, and he was a lot better last night. Which is good. And they were able to yesterday decrease his oxygen level to 75% instead of 100% oxygen. But they will not, he's still in ICU. He's still got to get a little bit more function going in his lungs. And he's got one of those things you have to blow in to, increase your lung capacity. He's supposed to blow through it 10 times every hour. He hates it. He's fighting it, doing that, but he's doing it because he's determined he's going to get out of the hospital. He's going to get out of the hospital. I really hope and pray that he does get out of the hospital. It would mean the world to him. And so anyway, they kept him sat up yesterday. I will get a report in a little bit because my mom was going to go and they were going to get to see each other through the glass again. What they do is only one person's allowed to go. So we couldn't all go and stand behind the glass. So, and I don't really want to go up there because now my brother and his wife also have it. They've tested positive for COVID. The thing about my dad, okay, is he's been real sick for a month, and he thought it was just a COPD event. He has them. He gets a lung infection. He goes on prednisone. He gets better. Well, he just kept putting off going, and he wouldn't let Mom call an ambulance because Mom can't manage him. He's as tall as my son Greg, or a little taller. He's like 6'3", 6'4", and he's solid. And finally, he got to feeling bad enough that he let Mom call an ambulance. But before that, he thought it's just a COPD thing. He didn't have the fever. He didn't have the chills. He hadn't lost his sense of taste or smell or anything. So he thought, it's not COVID. So anytime, it's like Barb Owen was saying, if you go into the hospital for anything right now, they're going to test you for COVID. And it came back positive. And my dad just burst into tears because he had no symptoms. He's been going around. He wears a mask when he goes out. He's on oxygen all the time anyway, 24/7 at home. So he didn't think it was, and he didn't realize he had it. And he feels like he could have been spreading it because he's not been getting treatment for it. And he's just been going to stores and stuff like that. And that's why it's very important. Everybody wear a mask. You do not know you have it. Okay, you can have it, not know it, and spread it to 10, 20, 100 other people simply because you won't wear a mask. I have to get on my soapbox and say, wear your damn mask. Whether you like it or not, we all have to wear the damn mask. It pisses me off that people say, oh, well, they're not requiring it. Well, who cares if they required it or not? Do it to protect yourself and your neighbor. I mean, my dad is struggling. You guys, this disease kills your lungs. It kills your heart. And you just don't understand how bad it is until you have somebody in your family. And the only way you can communicate with them is through a camera or through a glass. My dad has a cochlear implant, and half the time his oxygen tube is pulling his cochlear nodule out. So he's been cussing a lot more than he's ever cussed in his life out loud in front of us kids. So we're kind of shocked when a GD comes flying out. It's just so frustrating when I go into stores and there's a sign on the door. It says mask required, and people will have it on their chin. They'll have their nose hanging out. Hello, your mucous membranes cast off. When you speak, all this, you get mucus is coming out of your mouth, even when you're just talking. Okay, so you're talking to somebody. If you don't have a mask on, all your little droplets are following around behind you, okay? Somebody else comes up behind you and they're not wearing a mask. They inhale your little water droplets. Bam, you spread it. So I just don't understand why people are fighting the mask so much. I'm just preaching it because what my family's going through, I don't want anybody else to go through, you guys. It's just... My sister-in-law's first test came back negative. If you go and you get one of the quick tests and it comes back negative, don't rely on it, especially if you're having symptoms. She's had fevers and chills. She has been staying home all this week, and her place of employment has been getting ticked off at her for staying home. Well, she took another test. It came back positive. So her staying home has probably protected 200 other employees. So you guys, everybody needs to be patient. When people get sick, they can't help it. They do not need to be at work until they are sure, 100% sure they do not have it. Because like I said, those quick tests, the first one, if you do quick test, most of the time it comes back negative. But then in 2 or 3 more days, after you felt like crap for 2 or 3 more days, the next test they give you, it's going to come back positive. You can't even trust the test. You've just got to follow the things. Follow the guidelines. The CDC has the guidelines. Wear the damn mask. Please sanitize your hands before you go in a store, after you've come out of a store, and as soon as you get in the house, scrub your hands for a full 20 seconds. Work up a really good lather. The action of the rubbing, even when you use your hand sanitizer, 20 seconds. Put enough in it that you can scrub and rub for 20 seconds. You've got to break down the fat that this disease lives in. Once you get that fat barrier squished, then you've killed the thing that's on your hands. You've got to do the scrubbing action. I really want you guys to be safe because these calls with my dad are important for my dad. But after every call, I sit and cry. Because until you have to communicate with someone over a camera, and he can hardly breathe, and he lays back, and he just, until you witness that, you will not understand how serious this shit is. I get so angry when I go out and about like today, and people have their masks on their chin or their nose hanging out, and they say, oh, I have asthma, I can't wear the mask. You need to wear the mask even with the asthma. Get a mask that gives you more room to breathe, gives more space behind the mask. Make a mask that gives you a little bit more space to breathe. But you guys, this stuff is some serious stuff. It's not mild. It might be mild for some, but somebody like my 93-year-old mother-in-law and my dad, if you have any pre-existing conditions, you've got to take this serious. Diabetes, type 1, type 2, it doesn't matter. The effects of this stuff could kill you. Currently, all the hospitals in the upstate where we moved back down from, they don't have any more hospital beds. It's that serious, you guys. Thanks, guys. Yeah, Joan, the quick tests are not reliable. You can't rely on them. You can't. Thank you guys so much for all the prayers. That's what Dad's been asking for. He's praying for a miracle. He really and truly is. And if you have a Vietnam vet, last night was our call was all about his service in Vietnam. And how when he got home, nobody thanked him for his service. Nobody thanked him for a job well done. He was a young kid going off to a foreign country to fight a war, and he wasn't thanked. He wanted to serve his country, but he wanted to be appreciated when he came home. Thank you, Candy. So that's about my dad. Now, my Uncle Ray is home. He's home from the hospital. My cousin said he's home doing okay. He had a leg infection. It started in his foot and it got in his leg. He has diabetes. And today is his birthday. He's 78. And he's got a long road of recovery. Night before last, we lost my Uncle George. He took a fall in October and split his head open, and he just cleaned it up and went on. He didn't go to the hospital or anything because he didn't want to be near the hospital because of this pandemic. He didn't go. So he had a hematoma, and he's been falling a lot since then. And finally, my cousin went and stayed with him, and she called an ambulance because she said, I just can't, Dad, you got to go. Well, they came out from that hospital and told him that that's the largest hematoma they've seen on someone's brain that was still alive. So they sent him to another hospital and they flushed it out. But he had a stroke sometime in the middle of all this, and he didn't make it. So please, yes, please, you got to appreciate all of our kids that go off to wars that they don't really want to fight, but they want to serve their country. You know, Dad's been trying to share. It's like every single call, he's trying to share more with us kids. And after the first night's call, I couldn't sleep. I kept waking up, seeing him gasping. And I was so glad to see him breathing so much better yesterday. Exactly, Kathy. Exactly. I don't know what all my dad saw, but I'm sure he saw a lot of crap over there in Vietnam. And I wanted last night to just, I don't know. he can't hardly hear us. He turns the closed captioning on, and he said the closed captioning on the Skype calls actually works better than his fancy phone at the house, because he's got a phone like Mary's brother does. And when I would call on that phone, he would say, "What did you say?" Because those translating phones, they don't work very good. Exactly, Candy. These kids, they're not asking to be part of all of that. You know, they sign up to serve. They don't get to choose where they go, how they fight, or whatever. So, but I was going through old photos for my dad and trying to find photos. He's got a Facebook group for us kids to communicate with each other. And I thought I'd start an album of pictures I had, and I found a few of him. I'll show you. This is my dad with my son, Greg. That's his first grandbaby. And he's not my biological dad, but he's our dad. Mom had 5 kids before they got married. And he said, last night, I fell in love with the children before I fell in love with her. So, and this was in the 90s. He's burning weenies for us. This was at Surfside Beach, and we would, in the summer, they would rent a house. It's a mobile home, double wide mobile home in one of those rental places. And I would go with Greg. Sometimes Scott would go, and we would go down for a week. And Dad would burn weenies and get sunburned on his feet. That's the only time his feet ever saw the sun. So, and he decided to wear flip-flops while he was on vacation, of course. And then this was at my son's 5th birthday party. There's my dad, right there. Greg was so little, and that's my little niece, Gwen. And there's my dad at Christmas in 1990. I don't know what he's opening there. It looks like a crystal ball of some sort or something. I don't know. Maybe it's a cup. I don't know. So, yeah. He's been the best thing us kids ever got. He doesn't look like that right now. But he said he's going to fight. If his stupid lungs will just work a little bit longer. Oh gosh, it's just really hard right now. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. I think he was saying last night that I don't know how this is going to work or be possible. They were telling him his lungs would have to work at 90% capacity. I just don't think that's going to happen, because with the COPD and the smoking damage, I don't know. We'll see. Be positive. Stay positive. But he appreciates everybody's prayers right now. Hi, Janet. Hi, guys. Thank you. Well, I'm not going to sit here and bawl in front of you. And I don't know if we're doing a Skype call tonight or not, but I think the room is going to be there if we wanted to go in and just talk to each other. Even that's what Dad would like, if we had a way to keep the Skype room there, that we could just call into it and talk to each other. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. And I've been popping in on lives, but it's just hard right now. Thank you, guys. And please wear your mask and sanitize and wash your hands really, really good. Remember, it's the action of the scrubbing with the soap and sanitizer that breaks that crap down. And thanks, Teresa. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I love you guys. Thanks for being there. Bye-bye.